Y'all come to these parts looking for a review of The Lone Ranger? You came to the right place. This is Disney's take on the old classic western TV series The Lone Ranger, starring Johnny Depp and Armie Hammer, brought to you by the same team that brought you Pirates of the Caribbean, and I can safely say that this film is very fun. Armie Hammer played a very good Lone Ranger. He was a very sort of broad hero, one that you can get behind, and he was very likeable in that respect. He had wit, he had banter. I'm excited to see Armie Hammer's future projects because I think he's got a very movie star-like quality, and I think you'll be seeing a lot more of him in days to come. Johnny Depp plays Tonto. Tonto steals a lot of the scenes in this film. He's absolutely freaking hilarious. Johnny Depp does play this character very close to Jack Sparrow. You will notice certain tendencies and certain ways and mannerisms that he puts into the Jack Sparrow sort of character. So essentially he's playing Jack Sparrow again. You can tell Johnny Depp actually cares about this character and he wanted to play him. He's not just phoning it in. And he absolutely disappears into the role of Tonto. William Fichtner plays a very gruesome bad guy called Butch. And the job that he's done with the makeup on him is absolutely spectacular. He absolutely disappears into this role. You would not recognise him. I would not have recognised that as William Fichtner until I IMDb'd him later. He looks absolutely completely different to what you've seen him before. Very unlikable, very gruesome character. I mean, some of the scenes you'll be very flinched. So it's a Disney film, but honestly, with him, I'd watch your kids around him because he's a very gruesome, sort of very unpleasant sort of character. But in that respect, that makes him a great villain. So enjoy it. Ruth Wilson, who if you watch Luther, you'll know as Alice. Ruth Wilson isn't given a lot to do with this film other than to be the damsel in distress, unfortunately. Not a very compelling and interesting character, more just like, she feels more like a plot point. Helena Bonham Carter makes a small appearance in the film, and all I'm going to say is she's got a very good leg. Very nice leg. That sounds so wrong. There is also a horse called Silver, and he is absolutely hilarious. One of the best horse actors I've ever seen in a horse. Probably more than one horse played it, but honestly, one of the best horses I've seen in film for a long time. Director Gore Verbinski has crafted a really great story where everything ties together, all the characters have got more length and everything is explained in depth. Also, the film is very fun, the scenes are shot very well. There's a really good slapstick humour element to the film that families will enjoy. It had that sort of swashbuckling element that a lot of films are missing these days. You know how films used to have that sort of the hero and the damsel in distress and the villain and the sidekick, and it was sort of all like a sort of adventure story. It had like the adventures of daring doing, stunts that were memorable, like, you know, the Errol Flynn, Robin Hood. You know, I like films that are dark, but honestly I think we need a few more films like Lone Ranger where everyone's having fun and you can tell that. Oh, the score by Hans Zimmer is absolutely spectacular. What he does with this score is that he combines the original Lone Ranger theme. You'll know it. That theme music that you think about whenever you think about horses racing. You know, and he Hans Zimmer's up a bit, gives it a bit more of an epic scope and an epic feel to it. And it really expands on the characters and the emotions and the depth. And basically it's just as good as any other Hans Zimmer score. But this is one of my favourites from him. Only one of my negative gripes is some of the characters aren't utilised so well, such as Ruth Wilson, which I mentioned earlier, and the child actor as well. I felt that the film being just under 3 hours long was a bit too long and it started to drag a little bit towards the middle. I felt like the film could have done with a couple of scenes less, maybe a shorter cut, but honestly other than that I enjoyed the film. Overall I'm going to give The Lone Ranger 4 pops. Go to see it, guys, I highly recommend it. If you don't want to go see it, don't go see it, but if you do, go see it. I highly recommend it. I think you'll find it's very enjoyable and very fun film that you'll enjoy with the whole family. Let me know down in the comments below, who was that sort of character that inspired you as a kid to be more adventurous and imagine you were them? Who was that character for you? Let me know down in the comments below. I'd like to read, I'll draw up a cup of tea. Don't forget to like, favourite, subscribe, do all that. Check out my Facebook for updates. I'll pop a link in the description below. Adios muchachos, okay? I swear to God that hat won't stay on.